Before we start this episode, this podcast is sponsored by Phoenix Freshest. All your vintage needs, from hats to beanies to pullovers to windbreakers to vintage shirts to sneakers, as well as refurbishing. If you got any old shoes or you got any old hats, he also provides those services as well. Phoenix Freshest. Check him out and enjoy the episode. Chihuahua, I'm going to put your Chihuahua.
He's still mad.
All right. And we're live. Welcome to another episode of Daniel's Best Podcast. I'm your host, Rob Vega, a.k.a. Robberryy, a.k.a. Dad. Before we continue, can you please like, subscribe, comment, share with your friends? We'd all really appreciate it. Back to the show. We are on episode 61.
Damn.
I think the last episode, I don't remember if I numbered it, but I want to get into the habit of Sorry, give me 1 second. What's up? Sorry about that. Back to the show. I just wanted to get into a habit of numbering the episodes. I don't know why I never did, but I just didn't pay attention to it. I, for some reason, didn't think it was important, but I feel like it's definitely something I want to start doing in the beginning of the episodes. It's 61. Yesterday was 60. Yesterday was with Amber and Rico.
That was a motherfucking lit one, though.
Was it? I'm sorry. I think it's Nico. I didn't mean to get her name wrong.
A.K.A. Rico.
Yeah, it would have been cool. She would have liked that one, too, to be honest. So, we got
hard,
my co-host in here, Evo.
Yeah, what's up?
And we got a first-timer in here, Emily.
That way?
Yes, that's the camera right there.
Okay.
You just wave at everybody that's watching. Yeah, so we got Emily in here. And,
She got an A.K.A. too.
Yes, you do.
Oh, yeah, Bunny.
Yeah,
okay, so
you want to plug yourself?
Oh, okay, so on
Here we go.
Instagram and Twitter,
Yeah.
at thesweetstbunny. So,
Mm-hmm.
okay, follow me.
I'll throw all the ads right here and shit, you know.
That's right.
So, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of reasons why I wanted you on here. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
How was your week?
Stressful.
Was it?
Yeah.
What's going on?
I mean, it's hard being a bad bitch.
Oh,
Honestly,
shit.
it's,
I
yeah.
heard that.
Yeah.
I mean, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just work, mom life when I'm on mom duty, of course, and I'm my biggest critic, so I always have to be on point, always have to push myself, be the absolute best for my daughters first and foremost. So definitely it's hectic, it's stressful, but it's manageable.
That's
So,
good.
Yeah, so in all honesty, yeah, it's stressful.
Nice.
That's what's
Yeah.
right. And now, what's the new addition to the life right now?
Oh, I have a man.
Hey.
I have a man. I have a boyfriend now. So after
Wait. Why didn't you bring him?
Huh?
Why didn't you bring him?
Why would you do
he's
that?
That you're right. I guess you're right.
No,
I guess you're right.
He- He's
Okay.
not feeling well. So,
Okay, got it.
But,
But
he
he
might
would've been
see me-
down?
But he might. Oh yeah, definitely,
Oh,
definitely.
shit, alright.
He is. Oh my god. Okay, my.
Look at you.
Okay, I'm so happy.
I know,
I'm so happy.
yeah,
Like
that's cool.
Okay, so he might see me later though. So
Ooh.
yes.
Yeah, he will.
Anyways, yeah, he will. Yes, he will.
That's what's up.
You're like, I
Yeah.
ain't sick anymore.
Yeah. So
So how long have you been single? Before
almost 3 years officially.
Mm-hmm.
Last 2019 was the last time that I actually officially dated someone for like a month. Then he got hit by a car. He survived though. No, he didn't die.
shit.
He didn't die. He
Is
didn't
this
die.
the same
Hold
guy?
on. No.
Oh,
no.
just a different person.
So I
right.
dated a guy for a month officially. He got hit by a car, and we're still friends. He's the homie, one of the closest friends I've had. He's like family to me now.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he got hit by a car, and that kind of ruined his life. So he didn't have time for a relationship, which is cool. It was fine
Yeah.
because we also weren't compatible in many ways.
That makes sense,
So
yeah.
I was more. He wasn't really emotionally available like that, and
Yeah.
commitment wise. So it was just okay, cool. Like So technically, I've been single since 2019, August 2019. So
Nice.
almost gonna be 3 years. So, but also, not for lack of options though. Clearly,
Oh,
it's-
of course not.
No,
Never
no,
that.
never that.
Never that.
But definitely, I hold a higher standard for myself and what I like, and I just don't. I don't like wasting my time. I know what I want. I
Yeah.
go after what I want. If it's not what I want, if it's not how I want it, I'm not gonna settle.
Damn.
Got it. We love that for you.
Yeah, I think, yeah. no, we-
And I think people should learn from that.
Straight up.
Because I feel that 100%.
But of course, it's admired. It's admirable for someone to have that kind of attitude. But it's very lonely.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it's very lonely
yeah.
because. But what I see, and I notice this in my group of friends as well. good looking, amazing people, successful, everything, hard workers. And we all ask ourselves, why do we have trouble when it comes to love? Why do we have trouble? Like, we're like, you're a great guy, you're a great girl. Like, what? Why?
Yeah.
And like, the reason why we're all single, we're all lonely, is we're not desperate.
Right.
We're not desperate. We'd rather be single than settle for less, than be booed up with someone who's only going to be a fling for a month or two or three or something. So that's,
I mean, I like that theory. I also think it's just, I mean, there's a million reasons why we're still single and why we're, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like that's a good one. I think it's like it's not really a necessity anymore. You know what I mean? It's not necessary to get with someone because like they're gonna help you guys raise a home and a family and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like money wise, financially, I guess is what I'm saying, is like where that would come in, and we don't really necessarily need that anymore. And at the same time, I think people got around, but not like how they did now. Like I feel like people back then, it was just more conservative in general. But yeah, I mean, that's definitely a good, because see, there's just a lot of interesting, like the fact that you said that we're not like desperate, right? It's like
we know our worth. We know our value. We know what we bring. Yeah. And we know.
But see, do we understand that more now than before, though?
Yes, definitely. Because as I feel, as our generation specifically, we've become more introspective. We live within ourselves now. Right. And we don't need the validation so much from other people. Right. We give it to ourselves now, which in the past, I don't think that was properly educated amongst the prior generations. Yeah. So now we're actually like, you know what? I'm good on my own. I'm good by myself. I'm self-sufficient. I'm self-reliant. I don't need anyone, because when you start to realize that most people are codependent, most people can't be alone. Right. Most people can't stand to be alone, and that's why they find themselves in the situations that they do. That's unhappy marriages, unhappy relationships, and so at least now I think more and more people are becoming more aware of themselves in that sense. Yeah, definitely.
I mean, I would say one thing that's extremely important about your own personal growth is learning how to be by yourself. I feel like that might be one of the most important things, because it's the hardest thing. And like once you voluntarily conquer that, I feel like, okay, I just think it's part of a good, healthy growing process for young people.
Yes, like for myself as a woman, for me, my own personal experience. So I was with my kid's dad. They have the same dad from 13 to 24. 23 to 24. Yeah. He was my first boyfriend. And of course, first boyfriend ever. And so at 18, it was, I don't want to be with you anymore. We grew apart. We're two different people from 13 to 18. But being as he was the only man I was with physically, and I was like, oh my God, I lost my virginity to him. He's the only one. Well, if I want sex, I'm going to go to him. Right. And unfortunately, being 18, like you fuck up, you get pregnant. Okay. And so doing the right thing of, okay, you know what? Let's try to make it work. Let's, but 5 years passed and obviously nothing. No, if you cannot try to form a family if there is no love, if there is no attraction, if there is nothing that, and you also have to think in the back of your mind, what example am I setting for me as a woman, for my two young daughters, that this is it, this is what they're going to settle for. Right. And so I had to work my ass off, save, and get myself out of that situation and create a new life for myself, create a new opportunity, because I wanted to not only set the example for them, but also give myself that opportunity. I deserve a loving relationship. I deserve to not be with someone just due to obligation. Yeah. And so then I found myself single at 23 and only having been with one man. Yeah. And I was like, oh, I'm excited. Oh my God, I'm going to date. Like, I'm going to be out here. Like, I'm going to fall in love and actually know what love is like. Right. Y'all some hoes out here. Like, honestly, I'm going to just say this because at 23, I was like meeting people. Everyone else was on some bullshit, because by the time I met up with everyone else, because I didn't party, I didn't go anywhere, I was like focused on, I'm gonna raise my kids. Why? They're babies only once. Infancy is an experience that we have as humans that only comes once in our lifetime. I can party later, I can drink later, I can do all that. I don't want to hand off my kid to anyone else. Like, I'm gonna do that. And okay, now they're older, now I have free time, I co-parent, and so finding myself as a single mother. Not only was I single for the first time since 13, I was single as a mother. So dating was also different. And so then I was like eager and excited, and I was naive because regardless that, yes, I was a mother, I was well aware, I was mature in a lot of areas, but in that sense, I was naive where I thought it was like in school, like, hey, I like you, you like me, we go together now.
Right.
We go together, we're a thing now, right? You said you liked me, and now, unfortunately, that's not how it is when it comes to dating, and I had to experience a lot of hurt, a lot of pain, a lot of fuckboys, and it's the reason why over time I just started to hate men. I started to be like, fuck you guys, you are pathetic, you are beneath me, you do not deserve me. Why? Because I was like, for pussy? Y'all gonna lie for some pussy? Like, really?
Right.
Like, you guys are that desperate?
Pussy's
like,
power.
No, that's
like,
facts, yeah.
No, of course. But it's only when women tap into that power, when you acknowledge the power that you have, that you can actually start to kind of regulate just who has access to you. Then. But it was a long journey of a lot of just giving myself to people who didn't deserve me, and people who honestly, they didn't give a fuck. They just wanted to fuck a MILF and cross it off their bucket list. Like, that's all it was. And so I literally was like, wow, okay, so no one wants me. Like, they just see me as an experience. But everyone, or also I was put into this category of, oh, you're a baby mama, you got drama, you got issues, you got this, you need help, you need a stepdaddy. Like, bitch, did I ask? Did I say come be a stepdaddy? No, I'm looking for someone for me that understands and accepts that this is my life. But they have a father, they have a good father. But that's when it comes down to, there's different kinds of single mothers, and I tell my friends all the time, there's the single mothers who, you know, maybe the father isn't an active participant in the child's life, and they are looking for someone to be a role model. They are looking for someone, and that's a situation for someone whose heart is big enough to see themselves accepting that role and accepting, loving, like, the package deal, if you will. There are single mothers who, they don't want shit from you, like, as far as a relationship commitment. They just want to use you for the next come up, for them and their kids, or maybe just them. They're doing them, and they don't give a fuck about their kids. But you can pay, you can buy a purse, you can fucking take them out to eat. They want that. They just want to use you. You're just a fucking paycheck. You're just like, they don't need anything. There's those kind of single mothers. There's also single mothers who I would say I group myself in, that I don't need anything from a single man. I don't need anyone's help. I don't need a father figure. I don't need any of that. If I date because, first and foremost, I want to get to know you, you get to know me. I'm not even going to speak of your existence to my kids until minimum 6 months to a year. We're not about to have a revolving door of boyfriends around my daughters. Absolutely not. And I believe that I wish more women, because it is lonely as a single mom, and sometimes you do want someone to go to say, baby, I had a hard day. I don't need you to parent my kids. I just need you to help, like, be there for me, understand me. I don't need you to do anything else. Just someone to kind of vent to. Someone, it's naturally you want that companionship, but you can't give up, you know, protecting your kids just to selfishly give yourself that, you know, to indulge in those moments.
I agree. Yeah, I definitely agree, because it's like, once you have that kid, you made that choice, so you got to give up certain things so you can take care of that kid now. I believe that as well. I do.
Yes.
One thing that I wanted to touch on, because me and Evo went to brunch with some of our homegirls, 2 homegirls of ours, and we were talking about this. We were talking about the Resent. So and what I'd like to ask you right now is so how long have you been in your relationship right now? Recent?
Yeah, super recent.
How is it, though? Is it great? Is it amazing right now? It's just,
I can see myself having kids with this man.
Awesome. Okay, great. That's I mean, just by the way we introed this podcast, you seem very intelligent enough to see a sign where, you know what, this is the one where I could potentially...
I could go another 3 years. I could go another 10 years single. I could go another 50, 20 years.
I hear you on that shit.
I love being alone. I love being alone.
I'm with you on that shit. I'm with you on that. I was 5 years single, 6 years. So, I mean, I know what that's like. And I got my rituals. I'm cool with myself. I got my cup of coffee. I'm chilling. That's my best friend right there. You know what I'm saying?
It's peaceful. It's peaceful.
Absolutely.
And once you find that peace on your own, you're very careful with allowing, especially if you have a history of maybe a toxic experience that took so much of you. Now, having been through that, you never want to go through that ever again.
Absolutely.
You never want to give so much of yourself up or invest so much of yourself.
For no reason, yeah.
For nothing. All for what? And then, nothing's ever guaranteed. So once you learn to kind of limit yourself where you can allow people into your life, but you still got to have you. You still got to have your life, your moments for you. I've realized that.
One thing that I realized about that is, like, it's very extremely... like crucially important to have boundaries with friends and family and lovers. Like literally, like having a structured boundary between all those relationships, it probably keeps them the most healthiest, in my opinion, from what I've experienced. What I did want to say though was, like, I believe, like, falling in love is a beautiful thing. I feel like it's possible. I feel like it's still out there. It's great. But someone who has gone through the trenches with the dating and all that, through the resent, I feel like the resent is part of a step to kind of like getting to a better version of you. But ultimately, I know people who have resent for 10 years. I know people who have resent now. They're way older than us and they have resent still. As a woman who's failed in dating and succeeded in dating, is resent the answer?
Absolutely not.
And
absolutely not.
Right.
Resent is, what would you say? Resent.
It's like self-sabotage, I feel like.
Yes, definitely. You sabotage yourself. You are blocking your own blessings by holding on to resent. No one else is. No one else. You can blame this person from your past, that person from your past. And that's in the past. Are they here now? No, the fuck they're not.
Right.
So why are you holding on to that? Why are you stopping yourself from living the life that you want? Why are you stopping yourself from being happy in friendships and family life and relationships?
Right.
If you already cut them off, what else is there?
Yeah.
Do the work that you need to do in order to heal from that.
Yeah.
That's it.
Do the work. Yeah, for sure. And I feel like that's what holds people back. They use all these different coping skills, but without having, like, they want to cope, but they don't want to do the work to heal. You get what I'm saying? So they just keep doing, like, whatever that is, like fast stuff, going out, getting fucked up, whatever the case is. But
it's
suppressing for sure. Yeah, definitely.
There are methods of suppression, not even coping.
Yeah, they're unhealthy ways of
coping. Coping is positive. It means that you're making progress towards a better place. And I just say you're using methods to suppress your pain, your trauma, your hurt, whatever it is. It's not getting you anywhere. It's prolonging, your progression, basically.
Right. I agree 100%. Do you go to therapy?
I used to.
Okay.
I used to. I was telling my boyfriend this the other day. So I had no idea. I knew I was fucked up. Like, we all know we're fucked up.
Yeah.
I didn't know I was that fucked up to the point where my therapist had to excuse herself, step out. And I was like, oh, shit, what the fuck did I do? You know what I say? She's about to 5150 me or something. Like,
I feel you on that. I feel you on that. I feel you. That's why my TV's fucking broken right now.
Dude, I
my
feel
parents
that.
tried to 5150 me on a Monday, so
I feel
we'll
that.
get into that. Go ahead.
I can relate.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
I can relate.
For sure.
So definitely. So when she came back, I was like, I'm like, I'm so sorry. I apologize. Did I say something wrong? And she said, no. She's like, in all my 30 years, she's like, of practice, she's like, I've only cried 2 times. This is the 3rd time I've cried. She's like, and I was like, I apologize. She's like, I've heard the worst of the worst. She's like, but what broke me was that how you spoke of everything with no resentment, no anger. You spoke so lovingly of the people who've hurt you. And that's what she's like. So I guess it pained her to see what she considered to be a beautiful soul or a loving soul, having carried so much pain, so much hurt, to the point where here I am at my absolute lowest, broken, saying, I don't know what to do anymore. I literally want to fucking die. I know I have children. I know I have family. You can tell me that all day long. I want to fucking die. And this is why I'm here in your office, because I don't know what else to fucking do.
You need some help, yeah.
I need help. And definitely therapy is like, it was great. It was for the time being that I did have it pre-COVID, that I was able to see her and everything. Made all the difference in the world to be able to have someone to validate. For the first time in my life, she didn't tell me, oh yeah, you know what, you need to start eating right, you need to start going to the gym, you need to, you know, take yourself out. She didn't tell me that. She told me exactly how it is that I knew what I needed. And she told me is, you can't continue to pour yourself into everyone else around you from an empty glass. She's like, you're empty right now. You cannot give. You're a giver who cannot give in this condition. And she said, what you need is for someone to give back to you. Either it's someone or people, but you desire the love that you put out. Love and nurturing. And as, for example, like in childhood, how many times, if we had the love that we desired, that we needed, it could have prevented so many of the traumas that we now kind of struggle with as adults. A lot of the issues, if we had the proper nurturing, the proper just care and affection, possibly. And that's what I sought out in just people who I've met. Why I took it upon myself to kind of live by this mantra that I once had. I still do to a certain extent. I said I was going to be the love in the lives of those who path crossed mine. Just love, because you never know, in any way, shape, or form that I could be loved in their life. I wanted to do it because it's healing. And I respect that. I gave myself. I gave everything to where I, unfortunately, because I was naive and I just wanted to give so livingly, just unconditionally, the wrong people were the receivers of that love. The wrong people, and they hurt me to the point where there was nothing left even for myself. I couldn't even love myself at that point as much as I wanted to, because there was nothing else. I was drained. I was broken down. I was every person who I trusted, like I had zero trust. I was broken, everything. And thankfully, this very kind and beautiful woman who heard me out, she validated me, saying, you don't have to do anything. You're not in a position right now to do any. I'm not going to give you a laundry list of things of what you need to do. Right now, you need to be taken care of. It's okay to admit you need some comfort. You need some help. You need someone to hear you out. And sometimes that's all we need is someone to listen, someone to say, yes, you're right for feeling the way that you do. And I respected that. And for the first time, I was like, yes. The biggest weight off my shoulders, the relief, saying yes. I don't have energy to do any of those things that have been recommended, which yes, if you're in the position to, so they're great things to do for your mental health and well-being overall. But at that point in time, as myself and anyone else who would find themselves in that position, you're not in your right mind to even take care of yourself at that point in that way. Sometimes you need support in any way, shape, or form. And then kind of, the whole time also not becoming dependent on that support entirely. We all need someone to kind of help us, either if it's family, friends, loved one, to kind of help us, pick us up when we're down. But after that, we have to become self-sufficient. We have to be the primary driver of our boat. Yes, definitely. No, definitely.
I feel that. And I mean, I feel like I can somewhat relate to that on a certain level. I mean, for me, I was always just trying to make my parents proud. Did everything they said, fuck my happiness. I mean, at the same time, what their definition of it was what they're like, look, if you want to be happy, do this. And I just did that. At the same time, they did set me up well. I got my life situation set up really early because of them. And I don't regret that. However, I wish I paid a little bit more attention to what my needs were, And to them, they thought my needs were their needs. And not, I mean, their intent was good, but they just didn't know that I'm not them, And I don't want what they want. And my type of happiness is not theirs, And so what happens is, like, you literally work yourself to a point where you have like nothing left to give at all, and like nothing matters anymore, because people just take from you, and you're like let down by all these. I mean, at the same time, there was just a whole bunch of like invalidating things going on that were unhealthy in my household, but it's all good. I mean, we're working through that now, but like I said, I feel like I can kind of relate with you on that level. But like you said, it's like when you're in that state, it's like, you are so just like not traumatized, but just like you said, there's nothing left to give. I don't know what else to do at this point, That's good. I'm glad. How long did you go to therapy for?
6 months.
Okay.
I had a complete mental breakdown.
Mm-hmm.
It was horrible, but it was at a time and caused by I was pursuing, or it was pretty much caused by a toxic situationship, which I am into. I am literally anyone in a situationship. I will say, cut that shit out.
Yeah.
Right now, give yourself your place. If you want someone to be with you, you tell them either you want to be with me or not. That's it.
Yeah.
Being strung along, being played like that. No, you're somebody's first and only choice. You're worthy of that. You're deserving of that. Not someone who wants to fucking only hit you up at night and everyone. No, fuck that bullshit. Because I fell in love with someone who wouldn't even claim me. Why? Because I was a single mom. Because it was, I just can't see myself with someone who has kids. I don't know. And even if I'm like, but I don't understand. Like, you love me. Like, we love each other. Like, right? So why can't we be together? To the point where this person couldn't be with me, whatever, but then would get so jealous, territorial, didn't want me with anyone, whatever. And the whole time I was loyal to someone who wasn't even my boyfriend, wasn't even, because that's just the kind of person I am. But this is how karma's oh my God, karma's a bitch. But like, shout out to karma for this, because like, so, you know, once this person told me, you know, got too jealous, overprotective, everything was like, no, we're exclusively dating now. And I'm like, oh, like we're together? No, we're not together. We're not officially together. But like, I don't want you seeing no one else. And I was like, okay, easy. I wasn't seeing anyone anyways. This person got drunk, fucked someone in the backseat of his car. Okay, I forgave. I was like, you know, whatever. If I'm in love with this person, if this is going to be my person, fuck it. You know, I'm in it for the long haul. Okay. A month later, over text, lets me know she's pregnant. Ooh. And that's when I was like, yeah. So, I mean, it just couldn't. So, to me, I've never been cheated on. Ever in my life, because I haven't had dating experience in that way, given my history. So I thought, oh my God, like, am I in love? Is this love? Is this what love is like? And so here I am thinking I'm in love or something, when really it wasn't. I would say just very deep infatuation, possibly, and
codependency.
I feel like I do credit this person a lot of the healing, like the ugly process did have a lot to do with why it was so toxic on both ends. We kind of used each other to heal in that way. As I think most situationships, it's just you're just using each other to kind of get through the bullshit. Because you know you're not going to be together. You know you're not compatible for a relationship at all. But you're just going to, you know, fuck around. So
that's what they called, huh?
Situationships, I feel like that's kind of what we're in right now.
That's what it's
I'm glad you're saying that, because you're preaching to us right now.
I'm very transparent. I'm very real. I'm saying, like,
that's how it has to be.
Unfortunately, for men, very convenient. Why? Because, to be honest, you get to fuck around and not have any commitments, no strings attached, no nothing. But there's that one or more than one that gets to your soft spot, that speaks to you, that listens to you and understands you in a way that maybe all these other women don't. So you keep going back to that one. She becomes your regular. You start seeing her more often. I'm gonna call you the fuck out, because it's true. And anyone else watching this, I'm just saying. And so you start to develop.
No, why are you crying over there? You're not crying. I'm crying. No, I'm not crying. You're crying. I know it's hot in here.
No, keep it going.
So they get to you. You start to genuinely start to love this woman. They start to get to you, and you find their comfort, but it's toxic. You're not compatible. There's certain things that, you know, because you may think, maybe I could settle for this one. Maybe I can. Maybe I could see if, I don't know, though. Why? Because you've been hurt before. You've given your all to someone. You said, fuck that. You're not ready. Honestly, you're like, maybe there's still something out there a little bit better. Maybe, you know, like, shawty over there got a fat ass, like, you know, or something. Like, you're still kind of looking over here. So, the thing is, it never works out. It never works out. And so, in my situation, I was never involved in it like that. It was all new to me. I didn't know how to. I just wanted to address things with compassion and forgiveness, even when in a situation where he didn't deserve that. You know, and so, and I still had the heart to be like, you know what? Maybe I can forgive this. My heart is big enough to even raise a child that isn't my own. But it became too much to where I didn't get what I wanted. I wanted a real relationship. I wanted to be taken out on dates. I wanted to be courted. I wanted to be treated with respect. So then it was like, all right, so you didn't want to date me before because I was a single mom. You couldn't see yourself. Look at you now. Because he wants nothing to do with the woman. Like, he doesn't want a relationship with her. I don't know about now. I don't give a shit now. But at that point in time, he was like, so then I said, now look at you, a single father. Okay, now you're going to date as a single father. Yeah. That's how life works sometimes. Right. So that's why it's all to preference. I never get offended when someone says, even then, I didn't get offended. It was more so of like frustrating because I didn't understand. Right. I was like, I'm me though. I don't get it. Don't buy me gifts. Don't pay for me. Yeah. I'm self-sufficient. I'm mature. I'm responsible. I handle my own. At the time, I was living on my own, 2-bedroom apartment, everything. Like, this guy was still living at home. Like, how are you going to judge me if I'm doing better than you? And so it was very frustrating of, like, I have so much love to give, so much to offer. And why am I not being taken seriously? Right. It was very frustrating.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I can see where that frustration is. Definitely.
Well, also, how old are these dudes?
Yeah. My age or older. I always 26. Okay. 26. Yeah. So at the time, I was 23, dating 24, 25. So always older.
Nice.
Always older.
For sure. Yeah. It's crazy. I know you mentioned that. I know you was talking about the single mom thing. So I mean, one thing that we texted about prior to you coming was the fact that you didn't like how we talked about baby mamas in our baby mama episode, and you're not the only one. There was a few baby mamas that hit us up,
I got hit
and they were like, "Yo, I don't really like. I need to jump on there because I need to speak for." And I'm like, "Okay, that's fine." Because I mean, and here's the thing: like, I don't think we were trying to be intentionally.
It was guy talk. It was guy talk. It literally was. Okay. It was guy talk. I'm gonna say that.
Yeah. I mean, and
it's homie talk.
But see, I mean, and the thing about
it's right, but
here's the thing: like at that time, I mean, I don't want to make any excuses, but the thing about it is, like, that was just how we saw baby mamas at the time. Yeah. I mean, based off of our experiences and things like that, and we were just sharing it. You know what I mean?
Like how we were saying earlier, like, they were some of the coolest ones. You know what I'm saying?
And we always said that, that they were like some of the coolest.
Like how
chicks.
She said, we get our space too and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think it was all right.
I'm trying to raise yours. There you go.
What's up?
My bad.
Who?
Yours. Go ahead.
That's it.
Yeah, you good. All right. My bad. No, yeah, and I mean, I just, like, I was trying to understand what parts that they didn't like, and we were just talking about this right before the podcast, and I'm like, we can't watch a whole podcast before we do this podcast, but, I mean, moving forward, I just think, like, we were just giving our opinion on it, right? I did have a few, and I had a few, not concerns, but, like, theories, like, for example, a woman who has a child, I believe, like, it stops or slows down the growing process of the mother, in my opinion, because they now have to focus on their child 24/7. They're not worried about their needs. They're worried about their child's needs. Their child comes first. Do they not?
No, I would disagree with you entirely. I would not be the woman that I am today. And I love the woman who I am today and how intelligent I am and how considerate I am of others and, like, just myself, my journey when it comes to my own personal growth. Began truly when I had my first daughter, because before that I was selfish. I was selfish, and it was just me. And yes, I was considerate of others to an extent, but it was just me. I was living for me. I was doing whatever the fuck it is that I wanted, you know. I was 18, and as I see other people, other women, for example, who don't have children, there's nothing really, not all, but children motivate you to be better. Always. To be the absolute best. Why? Because you're responsible for this life. You brought this life into this world. So you better be on point. You better be the best of the best, or else you're going to fuck that kid up. Right. You're going to fuck that kid up the way that maybe you were fucked up. You're going to continue that chain. So you have to unlearn toxic habits. You have to unlearn everything that kind of, to the best of your abilities.
See, and what you're saying is the truth, but is that, like, is it practical right now? I would say no, because what you're saying is true, and I think you understand that because you're educated on it. Like, a lot of lessons that I learned, I had to learn on my own, because my parents don't know what the fuck I'm going through. They've never been single at my age. They don't understand who I am, what I'm going through, and what it takes to get through all this bullshit. So they're literally fucking in shambles thinking I'm a fucking drug addict because they don't understand the way I handle things, because they never been here. So back to what you're saying is, they didn't do what you're saying, but they should have. And the
so
thing,
not all, definitely.
What's that?
Not all, or do you mean like single mothers, or do you mean
No, I'm talking.
like,
yeah. I mean,
or like women in general.
Well, I guess single mothers, single mothers, because that was my thing, where I was like, sometimes I felt that it held them back from their growth, because being a provider for your child is different than being like a better person for your child. I understand you got to be on point. I understand you got to make money. You got to put them through school. You got to give them clothes. You got to feed them. So I feel like that's different than, and I guess being a parent would mean doing all that and educating them as they grow. But I definitely, can you open that? Thanks. But I definitely think that to a certain extent, it does slow it down. I've known some very, very successful, driven women who are single moms, but it doesn't change the fact that I feel that it stunts their growth of themselves.
I would say it varies by person. If you're the kind of person that you allow anything, it can't just be, being parenthood or, raising a child. If you're the kind of person that you allow things to slow you down, it will. If you're the kind of person that you're self-motivated, you're just a go-getter, ambitious, if that's your personality, nothing will stop you. Not having 1 kid, 2 kids, 3 kids, nothing will stop you, because that's just you. So that's why I said it varies by person. That's also why there's many different types of single mothers, as I said. Definitely. I mean, I guess I was just generalizing, really. You know what I mean? I mean, whether... Yeah, I guess you're right. I mean, because the thing about it is, if you're the type of woman that, if you are a single mom, that could be a priority. Like, I need to go understand who I am. But that's what I mean, though. I just think there are some certain situations where, like you said, because you have a child, you have to now sacrifice the things that you were interested in to provide for this child. Therefore, not ever getting over certain things that you should have otherwise, but you can't because you're over here dealing with this with your child. You get what I mean? Like, I just feel like there are for sure instances where there's, I guess, because I mean, there's people who just don't go anywhere and they don't have children, right? So, but I guess I just think that there's specific situations where women, single moms specifically, like, they can't go and experience the things that they need to experience that is going to refine their preference in everything in life, because they have this. I agree. You get what I mean? I agree with the part where it does slow it down, because that's just the reality.
Yes.
It's just the reality of things, because I want to travel the world.
Yes.
Of course. But am I going to up and leave? No, my children are young. They need me now. But does it make it impossible? Absolutely not.
That's
because the week that they're at their dad, or, okay, you're going to dad's for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I'm going to go travel to Cancun, to Italy, something. Come back, and it's all good.
Yeah.
Then you spend 2 weeks with me. There's balance.
Yeah.
So it is possible to do it all.
Yeah.
It is. So this notion of, oh, no, I can only, because I'm a parent, because no. If you let it, if you can't manage your time, if you can't plan accordingly, if you're not disciplined enough, then it will get in your way. But you can make everything happen that you want in your life.
Yeah.
So,
but
definitely does slow it down.
And here's my thing. I was almost extremely specific about the fact that it just slows it down. not that it's impossible. And I still got dragged for it. So I don't know why the fuck I got dragged for it if you're agreeing with me right now.
No, it does. It's just the reality of things, because it's, for example, like those 5 years, the first 5 years of my children's life, when I decided to just work and take care of them, that was my own choice.
Right.
Everyone else was off, experiencing life, doing things. That was my choice.
Yeah.
So could I have done everything as well? Yes,
Yeah.
I could have balanced it all. But I chose to allow it to slow me down. I chose to slow down life in general so I could experience and partake in those memories.
Right.
But so
I think as you should, because that's important.
Yeah.
And to each their own. But I think that's why it would slow down, because you just got different responsibilities now.
Exactly. And looking back, honestly, I didn't miss out on anything. Everything,
and you don't. You really don't.
You're still young, too.
Yeah, everything I wanted to do. I mean, I went wild. I went crazy my first 2 years.
She said it.
Like,
She was selfish.
Yeah, I was selfish. I did my thing. And I still have my children. Like, I don't have to think, oh, like, what if? Will I have kids one day? Will I not? Like, I have the best of both worlds currently. I have my time to myself when they are with their dad. I have time with them. It's very scheduled, prioritized, like the things I want to do, everything. So I feel very blessed and lucky, but not many mothers have the opportunities that I have, because maybe the dad's a piece of shit and he's not involved. Maybe, whatever their situation is, not everyone is as cooperative as, my children's dad. And I'm very grateful for that. And I have a very civil, I don't have baby mama drama, baby daddy drama. I feel very lucky that I have a civil situation where, I mean, I don't know anything about his life. He's a good dad, and that's it. That's good enough for me.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to fuck over his life. Like, that's family. At the end of the day, that's my family. I got his back no matter what.
Yeah.
Why? Because he is the other part of the same team. We have to be on the same page for those children. We have to be a united front. So, but at the same time, there's no feelings there. So I can't give my opinion on someone who maybe they were deeply in love and someone cheated and there's resentment. I can't speak on that. My own situation, I feel very blessed and very lucky to have it to where, like I said, I have the opportunities that I have. So, but that's just my case specifically. As I meet people, they're like, wow, that's not common. That's not common. Like,
What's not?
Getting along so well with my children's
baby daddy.
father.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
everyone would ask who I would potentially try to date. They would be like, oh, so what's up with baby daddy? What's up? And first of all, I'd be like, ew, don't say that. Don't call him baby daddy. That's the father of my children. Like, that's ghetto as fuck, to be completely honest. Like, baby daddy, like, get the fuck out of here. Like, that, you respect him. Like,
right.
it is what it is. Because I would want him to give me the same respect of, whoever he dates, which I give my blessing to, of course, because anyone who's going to come into his life to make him a happier person, he'll be a happier father. So, honestly,
exactly,
I want the best,
because then it trickles into that. That makes sense.
Yeah, of course. Is why wouldn't I want to support that? Why wouldn't I want that?
Definitely. I'm happy for you, and I mean, I know with that, because look, the only reason why I'm highlighting it is because there's very, very few people that are willing to do the work. There's very few people who are willing to go through the trenches raw dogging it. You know what I mean? Everybody going through that shit on drugs and shit. You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing, to each their own too. You know what I mean? But and some cases are more severe than others. And some people need certain things than others don't. You get what I'm saying? So it's like to each their own. But I mean, if you do have the courage and you do have the strength, I mean, and at the time that you had the breakdown, right? So even if you do have the courage, if you don't have the tools, you're just going to break down. You know what I'm saying?
The journey towards peace, inner peace, I guess, or self-realization is not linear. It's not perfect.
Right.
It's not something where, oh, I'm going to start doing... You could start doing everything right. Shit's still going to hit the fan. It just matters, how are you going to hold up when it does? And so everyone thinks of, like, once you finally get to a place where you are self-aware, you value yourself, you're stronger, you can handle shit better, you healed and all this shit. People think, oh, you're good now. I'm good at the moment. I am better equipped now to handle certain things. But we're never a finished product. We're never complete.
Yeah.
And so any time now when I meet someone, they're like, oh my God, you seem so much happier now. You say, at the moment, moment, I'm good right now. I don't know. Check back with me in like a week or so. I don't know. I might be, in an hour. Honestly,
I feel you on that. And it's crazy because I'm that type of person where, like, throughout my day, I'm, like, evaluating, like, almost every hour, like, why are we good? If we're not good, why not? Let's go, let's take some step back. Where we at? Why do we feel weird right now? You know what I'm saying? And I feel you, because it is an up and down thing. And the thing about it is, the good thing about it is, once you start to learn, like, yourself, like, you can live a life that's like this, no more this, because it's like a skill. You have to get good at balancing your life in that way, and your emotions and all that shit.
For me, I am a huge advocate for meditation.
Yeah.
100%. And I feel like more people would be able to heal themselves, you know, because not everyone has access to therapy. Therapy is expensive as fuck.
Yes, it is. Fuck yeah, it
expensive as fuck. You know, well deserved. You know, they put in work.
Oh,
you
that's
know?
facts. Yeah,
we come to them broken, fucked up, every which way. Like, God bless therapists.
Yeah, for sure.
Not everyone has access to, you know, mental health care. And
so watch this podcast.
Right?
I mean,
let me heal you.
for real.
Honestly. So definitely I would say meditation was one of, I owe everything, my bounce back from having been broken, or even to this day, every time that I feel that I lose myself, I meditate in my own way, being I have to isolate myself. I have to be kind to myself, meaning, you know, I have to allow myself to just be. And for someone who's so go, I have to be productive. And I'm my biggest critic, being like, I'll tell myself, like, if I didn't do something, if I didn't meet my expectations, if I didn't do all that I set out to do in that day, oh, you're a piece of shit. You should have done this if you were late, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And I need to stop and take a moment and allow
you almost
myself,
make the situation worse.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, for me, I couldn't sit down in front of the TV and watch a show. Why? Because I was like, what the
Thinking
fuck am I
about
going to do?
other shit.
I was like, what am I doing? Like, I'm being a lazy piece of shit.
That was the same way.
I couldn't binge. I couldn't binge watch. As everyone, I
couldn't even, like, go out and have a good time.
No, I was like, man, I could be doing this. I should be doing this. Like, you know.
I feel you
and
on
so
that.
literally,
You're
I was
like,
like,
guilty.
yeah.
You're
And
guilty.
then my therapist was like, who in your life is telling you these things?
Right.
Who in your life is making you feel this way? Me. It's me. It's all me. So she was like, allow yourself to just be. Doing nothing is doing something.
Yeah.
You're taking the time to stop, to breathe, give back to yourself. That's for you. You are doing something. You're being, you're existing. So I was like, what the fuck? She wants me to be? Like, I'm gonna
Stop paying the bills.
Yeah. I was like, what the fuck am I gonna do? Just be. And so then I was like, okay. I didn't want to do it indoors because I was like, if I'm just home, I'm like, no, I could be doing stuff at home. So I removed myself and I started to go to the beach. I changed my environment and I started to meditate there, meaning I would just sit. And the reason why I love the ocean and the beach so much, and why I feel like I owe my life to it at this point, is because for someone with anxiety, I've been diagnosed with severe anxiety, so I have PTSD, severe anxiety, severe depression. So just high functioning, meaning I can manage it a lot better. And
Same.
so, exactly. And so I chose the beach because I would go there, and to anyone who also struggles with anxiety, or which you're always like in this tense, anxious state of mind, you go to the beach, you don't have to do a single thing.
Yeah.
A single thing.
You
sit there,
enjoy it,
and then you don't have to be anxious any longer. Why? Because it will repeat over and over again, and it asks nothing of you. You get to be, you get to just exist alongside something that it needs nothing of you. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to be anything. You can just sit, be yourself, alone with your own thoughts in your own mind. And that's it. Just, you don't have to be what everyone expects you to be, what you expect to be of yourself. You don't have to, no. And you're soothed over and over again. And you can expect, and you know what to expect. So it's comforting because it's nothing unpredictable. It's, you get to just really sit with your own thoughts.
Just the way you say it like that, it makes a lot of sense. You know what I mean? But it makes sense because, like, exactly what you're saying, it's like comforting and soothing.
It's
you know
soothing,
what I mean?
it's repetitive, it's consistent, it's something you can rely on, it's something you can count on. So
see, that makes sense.
So for me, I have fear of abandonment. So
Like everyone's
temporary, everyone's gonna fucking leave. but the beach is always there. Or you pick a spot somewhere, anywhere that's your spot, that's comforting to you. It'll be there. It's not going anywhere. And the realization of, I will live my life and be gone and dead, and this will still be here. It's not going anywhere. It's somewhere I can always escape to. So then I did use it as an escape, where I'd get off work, I'd have a hard day, I wouldn't go home, I'd go straight to the beach. You know, my kids go back to their dad, I'd go to the beach, I'd go to the beach, I'd go to the mountains, I would escape. And then I was like, okay, after I did the work, I don't want it to be my escape anymore. It's too sacred of a place now. I now want to only go when I feel happy now. Only go. I don't want to use it anymore to run away from my problems, from my emotions or feelings. I want to learn. Now I'm more equipped to where I can process my feelings, my thoughts, without the need to run away. Because at the time also, I was just I was just getting high, drinking. Why? Because anything, as soon as possible. It was like, if I'm able to, like, I didn't have my kids, like, it was like, I need to go I need this de-stress now. I need to, and I was like, so I didn't have a drinking problem to where I was drunk at work or this and that.
Yeah.
But it still was an issue because I was relying on substances in order to
relax,
unwind. And it was like, no, I came to the realization that I was like, I'm going to wake up as myself and go to bed as myself for the rest of my life. This is life. This is reality. My mind is my home. I need to stop running away from home. I need to stop. I need to put in the work to shape my mind, mold it to where it is my home and I feel safe in it. And I feel safe, meaning sober, where I don't need any substances, where I don't need anything else to distract me from what was really the issue. And once I was able to do that, I could enjoy it. Now I can enjoy having a drink without getting fucked up, without blacking out. Smoking a bit without being so fucking faded that, like, I don't even know what's what, you know?
And see, and I'm glad that you're even bringing that up because as you were saying that, I know my parents are like, see, he shouldn't be fucking drinking as much. See, look. No, I'm sure other people are probably like, see, they shouldn't be doing that shit. No. But see, I'm glad that you brought up the fact that you still do it.
Yes,
you know
definitely.
what I mean?
Because it's all in moderation.
I agree.
It's all, honestly, like, anything, too much of anything is bad.
Yeah.
Too much of anything is bad. And so I didn't have a drinking problem. I could function perfectly fine.
Right.
But I was using it and finding ways when I would have the opportunity to just go all out, get fucked up. Why? Because I didn't want to deal. I wanted a good time. I didn't want to deal with what I was dealing with. I didn't want to cry, be sad, be emotional.
You don't want to think about it.
No, I was like, let me let loose, let me de-stress. That was the only thing, de-stressing. That was the only point why I sought that out.
Yeah.
But it took over my life for a few months where I was like, I'm just doing this just because I'm fucking sad. Just because I'm upset.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
No, I didn't like something else having that much power over me because it robbed me of myself. It took away from, I wasn't myself. I wasn't me.
And it's interesting when you're saying that because I believe now, I've been through therapy. I've abused drugs. You know what I mean? I've abused alcohol at some point in my life with drugs. I've realized that a lot of the addiction thing is not really, it's almost majority of situations like that, it doesn't really have anything to do with being addicted to the substance. It has more to do with like trying to run away from things or like what's going on in your head. Like for example, like
the source of the issue.
Yeah, like I just went to court recently and I was sitting in the court while somebody else was getting like tried. I don't even know what the fuck the terms are, but he probably looked younger than me. Like he looked younger than me. He was like a kid. Like when we first got there and we were waiting to go in court, I'm like looking at him and I'm like, I wonder what the fuck's he in here for? Like he looks cool. Like he looks like my homie or something, you know? And like I'm in there for like for pleading guilty for a falsely accused of a hit and run. That didn't have, you know, so I didn't report it, so I got fucked. The other person reported it, I got fucked. So I'm in there. And I'm just like, I was just a thought when we first got there, like, I wonder what he's here for. You know, he went first. He's on, like, his 4th DUI. He's going to jail for 150
Good
days.
Lord.
He's doing probation for 5 years. And I was just looking at him and like I didn't once think like this person's a bad person. I was just thinking like, what the fuck is driving him to do shit like this?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know who he is. He could be a bad person, you know? But to me, that's what I think now when I see shit like that. You know what I mean? And
That's exactly the reason why I adapted, as I said, the mantra of just be love. Be the embodiment of love. And now I still live by that, of course, because it's just... I'm like, what is life without love? What is life without nurturing, caring, compassion?
Yeah.
So I still live by that. Only now, of course, I'm more protective and selective with who I pour myself into. But definitely because I think, for example, people like that who you see, or like myself, I've met people who maybe they are moms or they're not. And I'm like, if you just had someone who gave a shit about you, maybe you could have been saved from this. Maybe you could have been something else, someone else, you know?
Right,
so
right,
I do
absolutely.
See
I mean, speaking of like mental health, one thing I also got from Jordan Peterson, to the flip side of, you know, being so hard on yourself, one thing that, because for me, I had a big issue with that, which was, so I was like this like self-sabotaging person where I had to get a lot of things done, or I had to get, I was in pursuit of it, or sometimes I wouldn't, and I would be extremely hard on myself, and I would be in a worse situation the next day than I was the day before, because I was just kicking myself in the ass for not doing what I had to do. And then it would prolong it because I would feel so bad and so shitty, and I was talking so bad down to myself that the only thing I wanted to do was just to not think about that. So working and doing my responsibilities didn't sound good, so I was like, let me just go party and ignore this, or let me fuck this, you know. And one thing that I took from Jordan Peterson in one of his lectures was, be someone that you can negotiate with rather than someone that you scold, you know. And I've told a lot of my friends that one too, because they suffer from the same thing, some more severe than others. For me, it was very severe, and since then, like, it was something that... And then when I went to therapy, they taught me how to be like mindful. So that, on top of being mindful, really was the biggest game changer for me. And it definitely, you know, it definitely helped. You know what I mean? I don't think it solved the issue. I'm still working through it, but it definitely helped. You know what I mean? But I'm happy. I'm really happy to hear this. You know what I mean? And that you're in a relationship and that you are doing well and you're succeeding in your life, not in finances, you know what I mean? But in life, it seems that way, and I'm extremely happy for you. You know what I mean?
Thank you. And then all my friends too, I introduced him to my friends, and they were like, oh, because I just don't like anyone. I just don't like anyone. I don't know. I think in the past I also became so jaded where I was getting I was blocking my own blessings, possibly saving myself from, you know, possibly like some bad people as well. But definitely, even it felt so good to introduce someone to my friends who I genuinely could see myself with. And because I don't take it lightly, it's not something, I'm sure if you guys dated someone, introducing them to your friends is important. You know, that's your friend group. That's your, that's family. That's, you know,
yeah, no, for sure.
That's, you know, and so at least to me, it meant so much to me to introduce this person to my friends and for them to just be genuinely so happy for me. Because they know I've shared very openly, transparent with everything, the struggles of, you know, that I faced, that I came across when trying to find love. And at least to me, I'm a hopeless romantic. I love so much. And most people... It's a beautiful thing. Yeah, and most people don't want that right now. Most people, it's so easy to hop on to the next thing. It's so easy. Why? It's like with Tinder, with Bumble. There's hundreds of thousands of single people in your area who just want to fuck, who just want to meet up, who just want... It's so easy. You get your heart broken, open up, make that profile, you're in somebody else's pussy the next night. Like, it's kind of... Or on a different dude's dick. Like, you're replaceable. And now we're aware of the options that we're around, you know? So finding something genuine is so much harder, especially now with, you know, people, especially coming from, like, probably toxic marriages, households, or broken homes. They're like, I don't want to commit to anyone. I don't want a relationship.
Yeah.
What is that going to do for me?
Yeah.
I'm doing me.
Yeah.
This is good right now. This is, why would I want that?
Right.
So definitely, I think for me, I was just more of the struggle where I'm like, fuck, man, like, I don't want to go out. Like, this isn't for me. Like, I don't get anything. I feel empty. I feel, so it was like, I'm just not going to see anyone. I'm just not going to talk to anyone
Until
like
you're
that.
ready, yeah.
No, until I'm ready, because the hookup culture in itself is just not for someone like me, who I can't detach from my feelings. I can't.
There's a lot of people out there like that.
I can't do that. Most people can, because they can shut off that part of themselves. They can be cold. They can just, be, and I can't do that.
Yeah.
And I felt like for a long period of time, what's wrong with me?
That's homeboy over here too.
Yeah, I was like, what's wrong with me? Why can't I be like everyone else? Why can't I?
That chapter closed up.
And then because you get shit on by your friends, maybe it's like, not right
that's
now.
me
Why do
to
you?
him.
They were like,
Went back in the day, yeah.
they're like, why do you want that? You're young. You're young. You shouldn't want that. So
I
in a
get
way,
that.
we do kind of get shamed. The hopeless romantics kind of get shamed.
They do.
We get shamed.
I'm not gonna lie. They do.
It's not
I'm
our
shaming
time.
them. I was shaming them, and I feel bad for it. I feel bad for it.
No, because at least to me, then I would have to explain, like, no, wait, like, as an adult woman, I've never experienced, like, love in a relationship or living with someone who you actually want to wake up to and see. I didn't have that. Now all the men coming into my DMs trying to fuck, trying to whatever, it's like, oh, you want to go out for a drink, this and that. No, I don't want to go get a drink. No, I don't want to Netflix and chill. Fuck your Netflix and chill, bitch. Like, no, get to know me. I'm a great person. Like, so I just got really tired of that shit, and I was just like, no, if it's not gonna happen for me, or if it does, like, and eventually you just get to the point where you're like, I don't give a fuck anymore.
Yeah.
I tried. I put my heart, my best intentions out there. This generation is not cut out for people who genuinely want a real connection.
Yeah.
I agree.
I don't. Well, first of all, here's one thing I have a theory on. Like, I think this generation was the first one when it came to hookup culture, it boomed in this generation because of the apps, because of the internet, right?
Yep.
But one thing about that is, like, just as fast as it came up, I feel like it's gonna come down because, like, I mean, I scowl the internet myself because I'm extremely interested in the topic of, like, relationships and chemistry and where we're going, right? So, but to me, I honestly feel that there are a lot of young people trying to figure this shit out. Like, do we want to hook up or do we want to be with people? Like, they don't even understand, right? So a lot of people don't even know what they want either. They're just going with the trend,
right? It's just
right?
a vicious cycle of hurting people who go on to hurt people and who go on to turn off their emotions. It's a decision. There comes a time when, after you've been played, you make the choice. Do you want to stay true to yourself, to your heart, to your intentions? Or do you want to join them? Do you want to turn off your feelings? And maybe not forever, maybe for a period of time, you're like, all right, let me turn off my feelings. Let me just go fuck around. Why? Because fuck bitches, fuck men, like, fuck this shit.
Yeah.
And maybe you do have to go through that in order to kind of lose yourself.
Yeah,
and until you hit a point where you feel empty again. Right. You feel a void. It doesn't do shit for you anymore. Yeah. You want more. You start to desire more. Whatever. And on your own terms. Not on what everyone else thinks. You have to date. You have to get married. None of that bullshit. Right. On your own terms now.
You know what's interesting, though, is, like, that whole timeline that you just explained. I've only started hearing that timeline since I started doing a podcast from other people. And I started hearing that timeline a lot more from people who are now coming out to speak on situationships, relationships, right? I just now started hearing that timeline, like, a couple years ago. Like, my parents didn't even tell me about that timeline because they never lived that timeline. So what's interesting is the fact that we're talking about that timeline a lot more now, because, like me and maybe like you, when I was younger, I was looking for answers. For me, I think I'm just driven by finding the truth.
Yeah, same. I'm naturally curious. I want to know everything about everything and why it does the way it is.
Right.
And, like,
So, but the thing about it is, when I was younger, no one fucking was talking about. I would hear it once in a while from people who I'm like, motherfucker, you don't know shit about this stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're not. how am I going to take advice from someone who gave me that timeline and they're fucked up in their relationship? You get what I'm saying? And I would only hear it rarely when people would talk about things like that, like, oh, a hoe phase or hookup, whatever, or you got to rebound. And that was the thing, like, no, you got to go find a rebound instead of healing.
No. And then the advice is very contradicting because someone says, you're not ready to date. Someone will come and tell you, you're not ready yet. Take a break from dating. You're not ready. Someone else will be like, you got to put yourself out there.
Right.
Which is it?
Right. No, I agree.
Which is it?
I agree.
Do I got to put myself out there or do I got to take a break?
Right.
Do I like...
And that's what I'm saying. Nobody even knows.
Or they say, you have to love yourself first.
Oh, shit.
Bitch, yes, the fuck I do.
Right.
I do love myself so much.
Yeah.
But I would like some company.
Yeah,
like, I would like someone, like, no, and that's invalid, and I hate that so much when people say, first you have to love yourself. I am worthy of love before, during, after. Anyone who says you have to first love yourself to be worthy. No. You are worthy of love at any time in your life, at whatever stage you're at.
Yeah.
You're worthy of being loved. If someone comes along and they want to love you, let them love you. Let them fucking love you. They accept you as you are. They see who you are. You're not a finished product. You have shit to work on. Maybe they want to work on it with you. Maybe they got their own shit. You got each other. That's what love is.
Right.
So this whole... It's
and at the same time, we're getting this advice from people who like don't really know what to do, or it's been passed down to them. And here's the thing: here's where I feel it's gonna get better because you're educating yourself. I'm educating myself. I went to go get the answer that I couldn't get from people or the internet. Right now, we're putting it on the internet, right? So these kids coming up, when they start feeling these weird emotions, they can refer to something like this and they'll be like, oh, okay, I don't need to do this. This is just what everybody else wants to do, or it works for them, but it doesn't work for me. It doesn't work for Emily, so it don't work for me either. You know what I mean? And the thing about it is, could you go living your life without going through a hoe phase? Yeah, maybe, because there might be some consequences in that. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about it is, like, hopefully people can now see, because we're talking about it now. You're getting therapy. I'm getting therapy. We're getting educated. We're talking about these timelines. We're talking about these emotions that we feel when we're going through all this bullshit. And sometimes people don't know how to handle any of it, so they drown it out with sex, drugs, whatever, you know? And that's what I'm saying. That's why I feel like I know it's getting crazy, but at the same time,
there's so much power in communication. I, for one, idolize communication. There's so much power in it because from a simple conversation, you can walk away a different person.
Definitely.
You can be built up, broken down. Words are so powerful. In an exchange, it could be life-changing.
For sure.
You know, and then you share experiences and knowledge. And even though I haven't lived through whatever you've lived or whatever you've lived, I can take that and apply it to my own life, given, you know, through hearing you guys out and everything. And so I feel like there's so much power. So, for example, you know, you having this podcast, you having open conversation, open mindedness. I think that there's so much power in that, and especially on the internet. And, you know, at least for me, that's what I like to use social media for. I don't give a fuck about any of the other share people for clout, for attention, for this, for that. I love the fact that we can connect with so many different people from so many different walks of life, wherever they're at. And you could say something, post something, and you connect and you relate. And from there, you strike up a conversation and they relate with you. Or like, for example, with me on Twitter, like, I just, whatever it is that I am, whatever I feel, I'm transparent as fuck. And I love when someone comes forward and tells me, like, I thought I was the only one. I also feel this. I feel this. I get this. Thank you so much for just, you get it. You're not fake. You're not trying to pretend that you're perfect, that you're something. No, this is what being human is. You have ups and downs. Your highs are high, your lows are lows, and it is what it is.
Definitely.
Whether it's relationship-wise, motherhood, mental health, it's all these are parts of me, of what make me me. I'm not going to try to portray an image that's perfect because that's bullshit. Anyone else who does, that's fucking bullshit, and that's... you know, unfortunate that that's how we live in this day and age, but it is what it is, honestly, you know?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, first of all, I just want to say I'm inspired. 100%.
That was like
Fuck
the
yeah.
most, that's the most
fuck yeah.
womanliest
Oh,
episode
hell yeah.
I've fucking had.
Is the
What?
most
We've had,
womanly?
yeah.
Womanly?
What does
Most
that mean?
womanly, I don't know. It's just some facts, all facts right
Yeah.
there. You
It's
know?
that
'Cause
energy, though.
yeah.
It's my energy. It's
Nah,
that
I
fucking...
feel it. And honestly,
Yeah.
look, like, I'm inspired by it. It makes me feel good that there's other people like that. You know what I mean? And honestly, I think people watching are definitely going to like the episode and think, you know, take to liking to you. You know what I mean? I mean, we know each other. We've spoken
Are you
before.
sure to say how we met?
I know. Should we talk about that? Because we skipped
Yeah,
that.
maybe I can
okay.
start talking now.
Okay, no, hold up. Okay, so how we met was because we
Okay.
all know Izzy. Shout out to Izzy.
Shout out Izzy.
Okay, so-
shout out Ninja. That's the homie.
I love
Ninja.
Izzy. Shinobi headbanger.
Haha.
Okay, so I met Izzy through a mutual friend. Well, a lot of mutual friends through Twitter. Before, I used to literally be like, "Oh my god, they look so." He loves anime. He loves Naruto, and
Yeah.
he raves like, "I want to meet him." I was like fangirling, like, "Oh, who the fuck is this?" You know, Shinobi headbang. Okay, so he posted. I guess it was Lee's baby shower.
Yeah.
He posted and. So he posted you guys doing like a baby bottle challenge or
Yeah,
something, and like
yeah.
drinking.
Who won that?
Okay.
Evo won
Okay,
that
so
one.
you
Yeah,
won.
Evo won that one.
Okay.
That's what
and-
got her attention.
Okay, and I have a strict type. I like bearded men.
Oh.
I like bearded men. I am all my friends know this. Like a guy with a beard, thick black beard. I'm like, hold up, who's that? Like
Yeah.
he cute, you know?
Right.
Okay, so literally there was a bunch of bearded men. I was like, let me see.
Why did I get
okay,
invited? She's like,
you
why
didn't
did I
win.
get invited?
Oh no, yeah.
No, to,
oh,
the, to the baby shower I meant.
I was,
But
I
my
thought you were-
bad. Damn.
I
my
thought you were
bad.
asking why didn't you pick me?
No.
I'm like,
Damn. Okay, now you're vain and I don't like
Anyways.
you. No, I'm just playing.
Anyways, so yeah, so I was
Two
like,
bits.
yeah, so then I was like, Izzy, give him my number. And he's like, what? I was like, yeah, give him my number. And he's like, you want me to give him your snap? I was like, sure, I don't give a fuck. Like, give him my number.
Whatevers.
So yeah, that
That's
was
crazy
me being
how
thirsty.
a beard
That's
got
what's
her
up,
attention,
yeah.
dog.
No, you guys are very good looking men.
Thank you,
Yeah,
we
you guys are
appreciate
both
that.
very good looking men.
Now you're just searching for compliments,
so-
motherfucker.
That's
no,
two today.
That is two today.
That's two today.
We got that again earlier
No,
today.
yeah. So that's
That's
how
funny.
we met, and then we we were gonna meet up or something, and then I came. I forgot what the
You
plan
came
was. I
here-
came
you
here,
came
but
here.
I was just more of. I'm the kind of person that. As I said, I don't like my time being wasted.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the kind of person that I'm very one chance
Yeah.
only.
Mm-hmm.
That's just the way that I
She
date.
straight laid
Like,
the law, dude.
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, so definitely I felt it was very inconsiderate that I was like, dude, like I drove all the way out here. I came here even on your time after I was
I
just
told
like
him that too. I was like, dog, I
I
fucked
was
it up.
like, yeah, I was just
how,
more
though? What happened?
'Cause
Why,
that-
why,
No,
was
no,
it-
no,
why
it
did it go
just-
bad?
it was just no, it was
that
just
was the
rude.
day. That was the day. Yeah, it was rude.
Yeah.
But that was the day your pops was here doing the podcast.
Yeah. I
I
remember.
felt very
That was a
rude because it
two-ass-
was very. I
yeah.
walked into something that was very intimate, and
Mm-hmm.
you didn't know who the fuck I was. I didn't know who anyone here was, so I felt very. I was intruding, and so I was like, dude.
But
come
is that
on.
his fault,
Like,
though?
Yeah.
Yes,
But
because
it wasn't
he
supposed
could
to
have
be
let me
like
know.
that. You know what I'm saying?
He could have
Because
let.
you see how they end up.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
It was
How
it
the
was supposed-
podcast
I thought it was
end up,
about
yeah.
to be lit, but you know what? That was pops.
No, and so
Yeah.
then for me at least I was like, dude, like I feel very rude because it's a very intimate,
Right.
touching, personal moment. Here's this bitch who no one fucking knows just sitting on the couch chilling for an hour and a half or
Yeah.
however long. And so and he was anxious too. He was
Yeah,
he was like
yeah, I could tell
hey,
you.
you
I'm
know,
over like this.
yeah, he was like, you know, I get it. So I felt bad too,
Yeah.
but I was like, oh, come on. Like, I was just more of like, I drove from, you know, I think it was like an hour. I
Yeah.
drove an hour. Oh, no, because I met up with my friends.
Sound like a
and then
miscommunication, honestly.
It just
I
seemed
guess
to,
it was bad timing, but at the time I thought it would be like a good time. Like,
And then-
Yeah, yeah.
we'll hit it up, you know, talk it because we'll do that here sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
we'll bring
no,
friends over.
if it was
and-
a different environment,
Yeah.
maybe. But
Yeah,
it
yeah.
if
definitely.
it was like yesterday's episode here, yeah, you
Right,
probably,
yeah, that
we
makes
probably would have
sense.
still
like
been talking.
if it
I get what you're saying.
yeah,
Just fuck
so
it.
and then after that it was more of you didn't pursue me at all, and me personally, I like to be I'm more of, I believe if a man wants to, he will. If
Yeah.
a man wants you, he will. No man will let anything come between him actually pursuing the one that he
But
wants.
there's that comes with time.
No, I'm impatient as fuck.
Oh, see, that's what I'm saying. That we all work differently.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it
Yeah.
just
You know what I'm
doesn't.
saying?
I see
You
what
get
you're
me?
saying.
I like
Yeah, I
taking
get it, yeah.
time
Like,
taking time.
Nope.
We're like, yeah, I understand, because you literally just dropped it quick. Boom.
Later.
I remember I was working out of town, and I was just talking to her.
Yeah.
This is when I was traveling.
Yeah.
I was out of town. I was working. I was doing a side job. So I was working, going to work to after going to work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was hard. Like, it was hard. I was tired as shit, dude. It's like, there's no way I want to even talk right now. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? I just don't have the time for that.
Right.
And, I mean, but like later.
And then can I be honest?
Yeah.
Sure.
What's up?
I do like taller men.
You said what?
Taller?
Yes.
Okay.
What's up with that? You don't like
So-
the
You
fight?
thought he was taller before?
Like in pictures.
You look taller? Oh my god! You guys can laugh loud. It's
I mean,
okay.
you're like 5'4". Like,
that's
I
the
didn't think
It
argument.
don't matter.
No,
she
no,
just
no,
want a
no.
guy taller. She just want a guy taller. It don't really matter
Okay,
how tall she
but
is.
if you don't, like, for example, if you were into skinny bitches, and if I was like a really like heavy set thickums, and if I'm not gonna sit here and be like, but why, you get me, or like shit on you
Right.
for having a preference.
Yeah.
So then that was a deal breaker for me, where I know I'm like a tiny fucking.
It wasn't meant
size
to
of a
be.
thi-
Wasn't meant to
So
be.
then but then I said, well, we could be cool, we could be homies, but then you got mad at me.
Yeah, but you know what? It's all good. It's all good. It's all good, because you didn't get to know me. Exactly. You didn't get to know me. You didn't even
But
know
I didn't
what's
wanna
up.
waste your
You don't know what
time.
you missed out. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to just play. I'm going to just say my shit. Like, all right. You know what I'm saying? Because the women that meet me, honestly, yeah, I don't pursue them. I don't fucking do the chasing. I don't, because they're the ones that want to talk to me. Cool,
Right.
All right, so I'll keep it like that, you know. But like I said, that shit come with time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what you're saying.
And,
And it's just two different people. That's what
yeah,
I'm saying. Like
well,
the chemistry was just not
it
gonna
just,
cat.
if it was meant to be, it would have happened differently,
Right.
and for whatever reason. And so then, yeah, because I'm impatient as fuck. I'm sorry. I like being pursued. I
Right.
like someone to be like, "What's up with you?
Right.
I'm gonna make you mine because you're gonna be mine."
But see,
Yeah,
I'm
but
not
see,
that
it-
type though. That's the thing.
That's right.
I'm more.
That's what
I'm
I'm
more
saying.
of.
Yeah.
It doesn't-
No, and that's what I'm saying, and I can relate with you on that
Yeah,
because
I
like,
don't ever DM bitches at all.
Right.
Ever.
And
Like,
that'd be
I
like-
don't do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But like,
And, like-
yeah, for her to come to me, I was like, all right, it's cool.
Yeah.
Well, we could talk, but like, this is just like, I'm a busy person also, by the way. You know, so my time is like, I mean, forget to fucking eat.
If you
There's
take,
no
look,
time for me to eat
well,
sometimes,
hear me
dog.
out real quick. Look, if you take things slow, then just leave it at that because
Yeah.
we don't make excuses. You know what I mean?
I mean, it isn't an excuse, but I'm just saying.
Because for me, I just like to take shit slow no matter what.
Yeah.
With it,
I
you know.
just
So
feel
like,
like that's
even
how
like
I
with
do it.
her saying that to me, like that would have never worked because like I'm on my own time I'll get there when I get there as far as
Right.
my emotions go. You know what I'm saying? And if
No,
that's what I'm saying,
I am-
if she ain't with that, that's what I'm saying. And it's like
Yeah.
it just never would have worked.
I
You know
am,
what I mean?
and just my emotions. It's
And you know what?
I'm a
You
beast.
And what's
I'm
cool
an emotional beast.
and what's cool though is like the fact that you're okay with walking away because I feel like there's people that are like,
I wouldn't
what's
waste
wrong
his
with
time.
me? What's
no,
wrong with
I
me?
wouldn't
It's
waste
not-
his time.
It doesn't have
I would
anything to
not.
do with you.
If
you know
there's
what I mean?
things that I can't get past or something, I will
Yeah.
not waste anyone's time. I think the ultimate disrespect is you waste someone's time because money, you can make that shit back.
Yeah.
You know, material possessions, you can
Right.
get that shit back.
Right.
Time is something we do not have a
Yeah.
luxury to reproduce.
For sure.
Right.
So
One thing I would like to say is, can we now be friends? Is that okay?
we are.
Can
I
we
thought
be
we were.
friends?
friends?
I
I
thought
thought
we
we were
were.
cool.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Because you said can if we
I
could be
just-
friends and he got mad.
I just what?
You did get mad.
I mean, it was weird. Like, it was just weirdly. It was a weird drop for me. I'm not gonna lie.
Can we just be
that's never,
friends?
that? Hold on, that's never happened to me. So that's why I was like kind of new to me.
Ooh.
That was a little. That was a little. That was a little stinger. That was a little stinger. I'm not
But
gonna
I
lie.
said it nicely.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah.
And like I said, I was like, that was probably the most mature shit I fucking. Dude,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
we didn't cuss at each other. We didn't do nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I said I was
But
like,
in my head, I'm like, you're lost.
Hey, whatever helps us make us feel better.
yeah,
Right?
I remember
that's
saying
what it
I
was,
was
like,
like,
good
it's
picture.
okay.
Yeah.
We're two
It's all
different
good.
people. Like
Yeah.
we're just not
It's all
compatible,
good.
and it's okay. And I said we could be homies.
I wasn't
like,
5'10".
Yeah. Yeah, but you
I-
got a
I wasn't
badass
5'10",
hairline,
you
motherfucker.
motherfucker.
Anyway, moving on. Look, I love your vibes. Love what you bring, around us, and I hope we can genuinely be friends and we can all hang out. Bring your
I guess
mans.
maybe the next
we want.
episode
I'm
we
like,
can
I thought we were friends.
Okay, I'm just making sure. You
I'm
know.
like, this is news to me.
Yeah, I mean, would
Yeah.
you come on? Would you do a podcast again?
Yeah,
Awesome.
dude, you guys are
Sick.
cool.
Hell
Maybe
yeah.
the next
And
one
so
will
are
be the
you. We
spicy
appreciate
one.
it.
That's gonna be the
No,
next one.
That's another thing. So, another topic, for example,
write
I
it
was
down.
definitely that either whenever you guys want to revisit that, but sexual re-education,
Ooh.
because
more.
Yes, definitely,
it.
because no one knows how to fuck. No one knows how to eat pussy. No one, you guys all talk your shit. You guys all talk your shit. Okay, yes.
It was like this.
All of a sudden, you guys want to hear. All of a
I
sudden.
know, I mean, because sex is in there now. All of a sudden.
Anyways.
They're all
Like-
sleeping, and then sex, they're like, ah.
That's all on my topic.
Oh yeah, the OnlyFans thing. That's what you wanted.
No, yeah, and listen, we were gonna get there. Listen, this was very full of substance, and I'm extremely happy about that. And the next one, we gonna talk about that. Is that cool with you?
That's cool.
All right, cool. Bring your man next time. We want to meet him. We gonna hang out. We all gonna chill. We all gonna hang out. We all friends
you know
now.
what? You can really have the dude here talk about the OnlyFans. Does he know about it?
What?
Your
No,
OnlyFans?
yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We
Yeah.
gotta talk about this.
No,
in the
he
next
That's like
one.
that's what we meant.
No, I
Let's
chose.
talk about this on
no,
the next one.
no, I chose
all right.
not to keep doing it, but I didn't bring it up. But then he brought it up recently too. We went out to dinner. He was like, "Oh," and I let him know because we were discussing it about some girl doing it, and I was like, "Oh, just to let you know, like I did used to have one. I did used to do it. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Like this is why I don't choose not to do it anymore." And then he was like, "Oh, just so you know, like you're mine. Like no one else gets to touch you. No one else. I'm cool with blah 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 blah." And I was like, "Yes, sexy man, secure as fuck."
So no
Like,
more
hell yeah.
OnlyFans.
Just it's my personal choice.
Got
I
it.
just don't want to.
Awesome.
Like
Sweet.
if I ever want to in the future, I already know. And there's so much I could go into that
I
as well.
know,
There's
and
so
I want
much.
to, but I want to
There's
save it for
so
the next
much,
one.
dude,
And listen, I
like,
had a good time in this one. We're gonna have a
Yes.
good time in the next one. If you guys made it this far, we really appreciate it. If you could please like, subscribe, comment, share with your friends, we'd all really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Emily, thank you so much, and we'll see you guys on the next one.
Later.
Nice. Later. That was sick. That was really good. That was so fun. Thank you.
You doubted me? Why was we boring?
No, not that.